Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Now, before I even start this motherfucking thing, I just want to let you all know, if my microphone sounds like a complete two-pack of ass, I just want to let you all know, I was taking a math test, and I got an answer wrong, and my blue snowball got the Chris Brown 1-2 punch, so it's kind of on its last leg. This thing is on life support right now, so I mean, it's probably going to sound like complete shite, but it gets the job done, so I'm just going to make this video today. So if you're like me and you don't like being spied on every time you want to do something basic on your computer, you're probably running a older version of Windows. If that would be Windows 10 LTSC, LTSB, or overall just an older version. It doesn't really, this thing I'm going to show you in the video doesn't really apply for Windows 10 unless you're running a old version. So if you're running a CPU which was made after probably 2018 to 2019, you're probably going to encounter this issue to where even when you have your power plant set to ultimate or high performance, depending on if you're on Windows 10 or 7, your computer is just going to perform like complete dog shite because for one reason. If I head on over to my computer, we can see that I'm running a Ryzen 7 3700X, which is officially not supported on Windows 7. The last CPU that was supported was Ryzen 2000. That has official drivers for it. So one issue that I had when trying out 7 and 8.1 is that my computer was just performing like complete dog ass because I didn't know a very simple thing. It does not know if you are using Ryzen 3000 or 5000, and this also goes for Intel. If you are using a Intel CPU that is not officially supported on 7, when you use your computer with Windows 7, it's going to know your CPU is there. Like, it can identify it as 8 cores and 16 threads, or, you know, how many ever cores your CPU might have, and it even knows your frequency. But it does not know how to actually work around your CPU, if that makes any sense whatsoever. It's like giving a 14-year-old geometry and telling him to solve it when he's a freshman and he's barely fucking knowing algebra. Like, they might know how to set up a problem or two, but they're not going to know how to execute it fully. And that's kind of how Windows 7 is with newer hardware. It doesn't really know everything it needs to do properly. So this is where this program comes in. It is called Process Lasso, whatever the fuck. It gets the job done, so I'm not really going to stress it out that much. But basically what it does is it gives you the option to enable the bitsum highest performance. So you're going to want to enable this over the regular high performance for the main reason of the fact that it can unlock, not necessarily, it can unpark all your cores. So my main issue when running the basic high performance power plan was that Windows 7 was not unparking all my cores. So I thought, okay, problem solved. So I just used CPU core unpark to unpark my cores, and it made the performance a little bit better, but the performance still kind of, sucked ass. So I was like, what the fuck is going on with this shit? So after a bit more research, it finds out there is a lot of things Windows 7 does not enable out of the box by default. So some of the things you can tweak with Process Lasso, I don't know. You're going to want to head on over to your options, and I fucking forgot how to do it. You're going to want to go on over to Pro Balance, or no, you're going to want to go to Active Power Plants, and it's going to give you the option to enable the bitsum highest performance. So this, by default, will usually fix all of your issues, because this is a power plant that tells Windows, hey, this is what the CPU can do, and this is what the CPU needs to do when something intensive launches. So it will make sure when you're doing a intensive load, like say if you're using if you're playing a game using Blender, something like that that's GPU intensive and CPU intensive, it's gonna tell Windows to unpark your cores. And I'm pretty sure by default your cores are unparked by default all the time with the highest performance. I'm not too sure. I'd have to test it out. But it just basically makes it to where your CPU is not going to be underclocking. And by the way, that is another issue too that you are going to have without tweaking your CPU on older versions of Windows 10, 8, and 7. It's not going to know how to do it. So you're going to have to use this power plan, which basically, it's a lifesaver basically, because I have a PC that has a Ryzen 5 1500X that I also have Windows 7 on, and it runs great when you install the drivers for it, because there isn't a lot of tweaking you have to do, because Windows 7 actually knows how to fully utilize that processor. But after doing these tweaks with my Ryzen 7 3700X, it performs how it should. And the funny thing is, if you gone on over to what did I do for Pro Balance for CPU, you want to enable all of these right here. So do not act on services, do not act on process and non-normal priority, and do not act on child of the four. I don't even know what the hell this is, but I'm not even going to question that. It's just basically some basic little tweaks you want to do. So smart trim, things like this. You want to head on power, performance mode. You want to make sure all these things are enabled. So crazy thing for me is that these things were not enabled by default. But on Windows 10, I installed the same program, and all of these things were already enabled without having to manually tweak any of them whatsoever. So this will definitely, probably for 99% of people, fix all of your issues if you are running a computer with a newer processor that was not officially built for Windows 7. So another thing you can do to also make your things run a bit quicker is, say for example this is a game, you would just right click, you would go to CPU priority always, and you would do it to high. So basically, Windows knows that it's trying to run something that is, like a high task. So it will make sure your CPU is assigned to more cores to that task. Ugh, God damn, I'm tired. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.